What up, world? My bad, it's been a while. I was been grinding hard as hell. Trying to get me a place. Come up out of living out of these hotel rooms and all that. Living out of these hotel rooms and all that. So that's why I've been missing in action. But I'm gonna try to stay focused on this shit and stay consistent. It's hard as fuck. I be having to do a lot. I got like 3 different businesses I'm building right now, and all of them I be having to do shit every day because they all in the infant stage. Well, not infant, they like toddler now. I give them toddler. Well, yeah, I want to top it up about all the stuff going online, starting with the uh, 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 Sauce. Sauce Walker basically what you seeing is just seeing that all these people are human and they go through all the same shit everybody else go through. Sauce is going through the same shit that every nigga done went through at some point. It might not have been his baby mama or his wife, but damn near every man that had a broad that uh, go mess with his adversary or his enemy or something like that. That happens a lot. It really happens way too much. Like the women really need to check themselves on that because that's what causes a lot of the violence. You know how everybody say they tired of the violence and all this. Well, what causes a lot of the violence is when females be putting niggas in. We go back in the game. We used to call it putting a nigga in a cross. That's what we used to call it. We used to tell the woman that, bitch, you ain't trying to put me in no cross, are you? What that mean is she trying to make your path cross paths with your enemy in some format. And that's what this chick, I mean, from the outside looking in, that would have looked like this chick with Sauce, his baby mama, would have looked like she doing. And that's probably why Sauce got so angry and start talking violent and all that, because that shit'll piss you off. You in the streets, you ain't in the streets, whatever. And you got some niggas that you don't really fuck with like that, you kind of enemies with somewhat of, and then your baby mama go fucking with the niggas and shit. That creates serious problems. Now, on the woman's behalf, on Sauce's baby mama's behalf, cause she's a human too. That is Drake. Now I don't fuck with Drake. I don't even listen to Drake. I haven't heard the new album. I never heard any Drake album. I probably heard some songs that have been played while I was in the barbershop or shit like that. But I never really just listened to Drake's music. But I'm not stupid. I am aware that Drake is probably one of the biggest rock stars of this time, if not the biggest of this time. So it's gonna be hard for any female to kind of like turn him. Can you imagine a female turning him down? Like he get in her inbox and shit, and she like, nah, I'm good. And it's Drake and shit. He got all his money. She know at least bare minimum. If she go fuck with him, she gonna leave with a bag. You know, she gonna leave with more money than she had at first. She gonna leave with more clothes than she had at first. She gonna get some type of experience that she never had. She gonna go at some do some super fly shit. Get flown out to here, stay in some fucking $1 zillion mansion and do this and do that. The experience that she gonna get is gonna be once in a lifetime. So most females, I'm gonna damn near say all. It's maybe a few, maybe the older women they don't even give a fuck about no Drake. You know, it's probably some people out there like that, but for the most part, most women is going if Drake get in their inbox. That's just a fact, and it ain't just Drake, just the Drakes of the world, but especially Drake because he's a rock star. But if you take away the rock star, he's still rich. So if you just get down there, any rich dude that's got hundreds of millions of dollars can pull your bitch for the most part. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got hundreds of $1 million too, 9 times out of 10 he can pull your bitch because he can just offer her something that you can't offer. A $50,000 allowance, a $50,000 purse, $50,000 in cash. You know, he got something he can offer her that you ain't gonna be able to offer her. And that's kind of what's going on in the Drake situation. That's why Drake ended up smashing everybody bitch. Because everybody ain't Drake. So Drake get in the bitch inbox, he going. That's just how it go. You know what I'm saying? That's what they say. Don't be mad at the player, get mad at the game. You know what I'm saying? Drake is just the player. He just playing the game how it go. You know what I'm saying? Now Sauce, the girl was 100% wrong for putting the conversation out there. That's crazy as hell. You should never do that. Period. You know, you should handle. I mean, unless you're a woman and you're being abused. Now, if you're a woman and you're being abused, like physically beat up and all this type of shit, then I say you do whatever you need to do to, record whatever the fuck you need to do. Record, fight, shoot, whatever you need to do. Get out your situation. I condone that from women being abused or whatever physically, but we don't know that to be the case in this Sauce situation. She said he did, but he said he didn't. So we don't know that to be the case in this particular situation. You know what I'm saying? Sauce say he a P. So that's uh, uh, another level of this whole situation. Is Sauce is a pimp, like he say he is. He probably sent his baby mama. He probably sicked his baby mama on Drake. You see what I'm saying? If he really a P, he really pimping out here. He probably sent his bride to Drake, and that's probably why she ended up fucking with Drake and all that. That probably ain't even no secret on Sauce's side if that's the case. Now I don't really think that's the case, and the reason why because Sauce is too emotionally he's too emotional about it. He's too mad. If I done sent a bitch to go get some money, what I'm gonna be mad at her for when she go get the money? I ain't never understood that. I ain't never understood that. That'll never make sense. Now, I hope, cause Sauce is like a Texas staple. You know what I'm saying? Like when you think of Texas, you down there think of Sauce. So I don't necessarily know Sauce personally. You know what I'm saying? But I half-ass feel like I do. You know what I'm saying? Because he a Texan. He exhibits the Texas swag, and that's all I've been around. Down there my whole life is the Texas. So Sauce exhibits that Texas swag. So he's kind of like a Texas representative. So that's why I'm kind of like, I ain't gonna say I'm on his side, but that's why it might sound like I'm a little biased on the Sauce side because he's a Texas representative, and I'm Texan. You know what I'm saying? Drake, I never really been a Drake. I never really listened to Drake. I never really cared for his music. None of that. I never been on that type of music like that. But as far as the situation, I think Sauce probably should just be quiet on it and just relax. You already said too much. You don't hear throwing around threats and all this type of shit. That's dangerous, Sauce. Them folks will get on your ass behind that. I had got in me and my child's mother had got in an argument one time. Uh, not nothing physical, nothing. Just us having an argument. And I look up, I get a letter in the mail. I get a warrant letter in the mail saying I got a warrant for uh, some kind of assault or something. And it all stemmed from the argument that we had. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful with this shit because the laws they be just looking for something to fuck you over, especially when you somebody like Sauce or somebody. They're gonna be automatically looking for a reason to fuck you over. But this shit'll blow past. Um, Drake gonna do Drake. He gonna keep banging everybody, bitch. That's kind of like his stick. It's just banging people bras and shit. And I can relate because when I was in the streets, that's kind of what I used to do. Instead of sending the goons or sending my young killers or whatever, instead of sending them on a nigga, I just find out who they bra was and snatch up and shit. I used to be on my Drake shit when I was in the streets. But so I kind of get it. It's kind of like a less violent way of getting get back, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't include all the violence, but it do conclude like the mind violence. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I also want to talk about Boosie. It's enough on sauce. Boosie done caught a fucking case allegedly from uh hitting a nigga in the head with a hookah bottle or something they trying to say. Trying to say he hit a nigga in the head with a bottle or something, or a hookah or something. I don't even know what the fuck a hookah is. I've been trying to figure that shit out for years. Like, what the fuck is a hookah? And I don't go to the hookah place to figure out what it is because one of my cousins in Houston, she said that hookah is for women. She said that's some girl shit. Cause I was asking my cousin in Houston about it. I was like, what is it? Cause they was talking about it. And I was like, what the fuck is hookah? She was like, I don't worry about it. That's some girl shit. So ever since she said that, I never went to the place because I always thought it was just some girl shit. And I still think that. So until something changes with that, I'm gonna think going to do hookah is like some feminine shit. That's what my girl cousin told me. You know what I'm saying? I believe her. She knows she did the hookah stuff. So I don't know if I would ever be doing no hookah stuff or anything like that. I don't even know what it is. I thought when people was talking about it at first, I thought it was weed. I thought it was like a weed smoking thing that you could go to and smoke legally. I thought that's what they had going on. Like some type of place where you can go to and you can smoke legally through these bong things, whatever. That's what I thought the whole hookah movement was about. But apparently that ain't even weed in the damn thing. So what the fuck am I really smoking? If I'm smoking hookah, what the fuck is that? And if it ain't weed, why the fuck do I even want to go there and smoke it? So what y'all smoking? Tobacco? I could just buy a black. Why not? Why wouldn't I just buy a black and mild and just smoke that? I ain't smoking no fucking hookah. Even if it wasn't feminine or whatever. I just don't see the point. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Like now if you put some cake in that bitch, put some TAC in that bitch, then it'll make sense. You got a whole it's like a weed party or something. That makes sense. But they trying to say that Boosie I ain't seen the footage. There's some footage going around the internet and shit. I haven't seen it. But they trying to say that Boosie hit somebody in the head with a hookah bottle. Now, if this is true, Boosie tripping, bro. Boosie, you tripping. Because from what I understand, Boosie, you just got out of court twice. I think you just had caught a gun case. You went to court for it. I think they dropped the case, and then the feds picked it up, and then you got probation for that. And now it's like you acting like a little kid or something, Boosie. You know what I'm saying? I ain't caught no real case in years, nigga. You ain't supposed to get once you get like 35, 40, you're not really supposed to catch no real cases no more. If you catch a case, it'll be like some misdemeanor bullshit or something. I mean, unless you murder somebody for playing with your. If you catch a case, it need to be like murder or some shit, cause you done somebody playing with your family or something, some shit like that. But other than that, once you get like 35, 40 and all that, you ain't out here really just catching no major cases no more. Because you done already figured out that it's dumb and that it costs too much money and you gonna have to bond out. You gonna have to pay a lawyer. And if you ain't got no money, you have to sit in jail forever. And you fuck around and even if you ain't even do the shit, you might get found guilty. Just once you get a certain age, you already know all that stuff. When you young, you kinda know it because people be telling you, but you ain't never experienced it, so you don't really know it for real. until you start going to jail and all that. And you be like, oh, okay, this is some hoe shit. I don't want to do this shit every fucking weekend or every fucking day. I don't want to fuck this shit. I come here, they arrest me, they shoot, give me shots and shit and all this type. Oh, hell nah. I don't do this shit. I got sit in this bitch ass hole and tank with all these bitch ass niggas and shit. Hell nah. I don't want to do this shit. When you young, that's when you figuring that out. You're like, nah, man. When you first get like your very first going time to go in jail, it's half-ass fun. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna say fun. I don't want to say fun, but it's a new experience. I'm gonna say it's a new like your very first time. It ain't necessarily fun, but it's such a new experience to you that I ain't gonna say fun, but it's like enlightening, should I say? It's like you're having an enlightening experience, experiencing this new thing. You know, whether it be positive or negative, it's new to you. You know what I'm saying? But after you go to jail like 2, 3 times and all that, 2, 3, 4, 5 times and all that, man, you be so burned out with that shit. You so burned out with motherfuckers searching you and telling you what to do and telling you when to eat and when to sleep and when to wake up and when to do this and when to do that. That shit get old in the motherfucker. You like, man, fuck y'all. I don't want to do none of this shit. But you can't, once you in that bitch, you gotta participate. You know, you can try to escape. Some motherfuckers done escape, but it's shit. Very few. You know, that's probably not gonna happen in most cases. And even if it did, even if you were to escape, that's even worse. So now your ass owe their ass more time when they catch your ass. So I wouldn't even recommend it. So the whole jail shit is just stupid, basically. And Boosie seemed like he in love with the shit. Boosie seemed like he in love with jail, bro. Straight up. That nigga seemed like he loved jail. Oh, I just love jail. I can't wait to get back to that motherfucker. Hell nah, nigga. Fuck jail and they mama them. Fuck jail. They mama them. They cousin. They auntie fat and ugly. Fuck jail, nigga. I don't give a fuck about no jail. I hate when niggas be bragging about jail. I get some spectacular shit and all that. Oh yeah, nigga, I did 90 years in the big, nigga. Woo, 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 woo. Okay, nigga, you stupid. Your bitch ass should have been getting more money when you was in the streets. That way you could have paid a lawyer more money and get your bitch ass out. That's why you don't hear none of the bosses. Most of the street bosses, the ones that was bosses in the street, you don't hear them on here talking. Mostly like 90% of the people you hear them talking about the streets is all like lower level criminals and shit. The bosses, they don't have no penitentiary stories like that. Most of them don't, because they had money, so they paid the lawyer and the lawyer got them out of the shit. Or they got very minimal time, or they got probation, or they got house arrest, all that. Most of the niggas you hear talking right now, the niggas they ain't had no money. They talking that street shit, but they really wasn't even making no money in the street for real. That's why they ain't had no money to pay no lawyer or no when they caught a case. They ain't had no money to bond out. They ain't had no money to do shit. Cause they wasn't really making no money like that in the street. They just talking that street shit. Just dry talking it. That's the majority of these niggas. You got a few bosses like Meech. Like you know, you got a few bosses out there, Rick Ross, that was street bosses that's telling their story now. But that's only because they went to go do the time and all that. So they can talk about their story. But it's a gang of bosses, bosses out here that ain't never went and had to do no major time like that because they was getting money in the streets. So they had a good ass lawyer. They paid their bond and all that. Boosie, he can't do that. He got the money and all that, but he can't dodge no cases because they on his ass. For one, he he got off on all them murders. I mean, allegedly that he sent the little boy to do and all that. So the the government and all that, they already just on his neck anyway. When you beat a case, they be on your neck straight. They was like that with me. I beat my major case that I caught. I beat it, and they was like that with me. Like not now per se. The laws treat me pretty cool now. You know what I'm saying? But when I first beat my case and all that, they was on my neck because they be mad that you beat the case. They be like, oh, hell no, we got to get this nigga for something. We know he on something. We can't just let him just fly. Oh, hell no. So when you do that and you just fly, oh, man, they on your ass. They gonna pull you over all the time. That's why they be doing Lil Woody in Atlanta. That's why they always pulling him over every 5 seconds, fucking with him and all that. Because they mad that he got off on the case. That's how it go. So Boosie, I don't know how many more times they gonna let you make it, Boosie. You sit your ass down somewhere, bro. You got all them kids and stuff. Fuck the streets, nigga. Fuck these clubs. If I was Boosie, I'd stop doing shows at these bitch ass clubs and all that. Boosie need to do like everybody else and get online with the shit. He need to start streaming. He need to start doing his podcast. Cause he started some little shit. He put it on Patreon, I think. But you know, Boosie, you need to start like a podcast or something and put it on YouTube and just grow it. I think he don't want to do that because he's scared of that beginning stage when you ain't nobody watching your shit like now, like my shit, ain't nobody watching your shit. You know, you got to go through that beginning. It might not be low like this, but I'm saying it's gonna be lower than what he used to. So he don't want to go through, and he don't want people looking at it like, see, we told you it wasn't gonna be. He want his shit to jump out. He want to jump off the porch. His shit cracking. And I think that's probably why he don't want to do no YouTube. I mean, I don't know, Boosie, but I'm just assuming from his character, he don't want nobody to see him doing nothing small. You see what I'm saying? And if he jump off the porch with the podcast shit, this shit gonna be small at first. So I think that's what's stopping him from jumping in that lane super tough. I think that's what I think it is. I could be wrong, I don't know, Boosie. But I don't know, it just seems like he throwing rocks at the prison though. It's like, Boosie, goddamn, bro. I'm starting to feel like you want to go to jail. Like you got some type of you fighting some type of internal fight or something that's pushing you to the prison. Fuck all that, Boosie. Nah, but I'm on here chopping it up and shit. I need to be more consistent with this shit, but it's hard, man. I be grinding like a bitch. I'm talking about I be grinding hard. And it's weird because it seems like no matter how hard you grind, you still just don't really, like you can excel shortly. And that's a whole other topic. Matter of fact, I might make a whole nother video about that. I ain't gonna just stretch this one with that. Because I really just came on here to talk about the Sauce Walker and Boosie shit. You know what I'm saying? So I've already said my piece on that. So I'm gonna get off of here and I'm gonna probably come back in a minute. It's Somebody Media. I'm out.